life cycle and to take his experience. And so I would give my small presentation after. So let us first hear Mr. Deepak Raj, and then I will add a small presentation which I have made for the today's participants. So, Mr. Deepak Raj, most welcome, and we all are looking to hear you and to understand how things are happening. And no one can be better than you to tell us about or to deliberate upon the debt and how the corporates or the people can benefit. I mean, this webinar also tells the consultants how they can guide their clients or their corporates, that what benefit they can get in Gift City. So over to Mr. Deepak Raj, and then we will, after Mr. Deepak Raj, we'll have a small presentation from my side, and then we'll have a Q&A session or discussion session. Over to Mr. Deepak Raj, please.
Thank you, Samirji. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, very happy to see lots of participants. It's actually a privilege to me to be a part of this seminar. Thanks for inviting me. So, a brief background of me. I am associated with Yes Bank for the last 10 years in Yes Bank IBU. And I'm fortunate enough to see the center growing from a very initial stage, and from a very close quarter I was able to participate in various developmental activities happened in this jurisdiction. So before we start the I would say the PPT, I actually wanted to highlight what I'm thinking about IFSC. IFSC to be a global financial center, its biggest contribution to the economy will be to curb the capital outflow. What is happening currently happening from many countries? It will be one of the major contribution which IFSC can make, and along with that, how you can boost the foreign direct investment into this location, as well as bringing a stability to the ecosystem of the country, financial ecosystem of the country. And exactly for that purpose, what any financial hub required is a stability in their regulations, a right mix of innovation, and a regulatory regime which will support ease of business. So, as a unified regulator, IFSCA, with their principle-based approach on the regulations, and from a risk-based approach on the supervisions, bring this right balance of bringing the stability to the as required to the center. So before I move forward, I will try to put a PPT. Give me a minute's time. I'm just putting that. Just give me a minute's time.
So till Mr. Deepak Raj puts his PPT, so let me share some insights about the gift city with the participants. So friends, for those who are hearing the gift city for the first time, most of the clients or most of the corporates or most of the financial institutions or the people who want to join gift city or come to gift city, everybody has one question in their mind, whether it's a time to come now, or people are sitting on the fence and they are thinking when to go to, when to jump into, when to come to gift city. So my advice and my suggestion to all such uh, entities who are planning to be in gift city, so my advice would be, the time is correct. Put your plans into action and come to gift city. So lot many things are happening, and today's session for that, huge things are happening. I'll There are a lot of benefits in the gift city when you are doing a debt through gift city. Lot of benefits, convenience, and things are there. Just to throw light upon gift city also, all. So for those who don't know about Gift City is located in Gandhinagar. You get down on Ahmedabad airport, and from there it hardly takes 20-25 minutes to reach to Gift City. Very convenient. And those who are going from Delhi, Bombay, 1 hour flights are there, and you can go and come back. And very centrally located, all uh, high level infrastructure is there in Gift City, where you can get best offices, best uh, technology and other infrastructure to operate from there. So those who are planning to be in Gift City, yeah, please come down to Gift City. And for the best part of this is that the regulator over the in the Gift City is very, 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 what I would say, very helpful, very forward-coming, and they are always ready to help to your queries and give you further suggestions how to do. I mean, you'll find that a helping hand from the regulator. That's a very amazing thing in Gift City. So Uh, Deepak, is there any issue with the sharing? Do you need any assistance?
Samirji, can you run your PPT first?
Okay, okay,
I'm facing some internet network
okay,
issue.
okay, okay.
So
So,
by the
friends,
time you
yes,
complete,
yes,
no,
yes.
I will be ready with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So, friends, let me share my PPT, and till the technical issues are resolved at Mr. Deepak's end. So, are you all able to see my presentation?
Yes, sir. We can see it.
So, friends, today we have selected the topic about structuring debt financing through Gift City. And whenever we talk about any kind of structuring, there are two, three questions which comes forward. What does structuring means? Means, first of all, something should be available. Suppose a corporate is there requiring for $100 million, from where it is available. So first of all is availability. Second, whether to get, if it is available, it is convenient. And if it is convenient, then whether it is tax efficient. So when you add all these things, availability, convenience, tax efficiency, and reduce operating cost, then you call it a proper structuring. So today we are going to see and all these ingredients you find in Gift City. You have availability of foreign capital, debt capital. It is very convenient. It is tax efficient, and operational cost is very less because it's within India. So that's how we say. So friends, just to start this topic, I have got few data points for you to understand and to appreciate better how that things are happening in Gift City, in India, and how things are developing. So this is today's news from Business Standard that 65% of external commercial borrowings in FY26 are happening through Gift City. And now if you see, out of so far in FY26, out of 27.5 billion, $18 billion have come in through Gift City. So now when so much of ECB is coming through Gift City, why? The question is obviously very obvious why it is coming through Gift City. It means the Indian corporates who are raising these ECBs are finding it easy, they are finding it convenient, they are finding it tax efficient. Then only these things is happening. So now it makes more reason for all of us to understand why it is happening. So some more data points for you to analyze and see how things are happening. So Germany DEG makes a maiden bet. So all these are reported news which I have just collected for you to understand how things are happening. So DEG has made a debt fund and they have invested through Gift City in Vibriti's vehicle. So now again, now foreign investors are putting debt capital in funds, in feeder funds, and which is getting deployed in India. So now why it is happening? So they could have put directly in India as well, but it is coming through Gift City. It means there are some benefits, there is convenience, there is more flexibility, which is happening. And when I'm showing these news clippings, those who are the company, if the participants who are company who would like to raise, they should have keep at least have a note in the mind that they can also look out for all these things in their course of business. Or if they are consultants or law firms or lawyers, they can also take note that they can advise their clients that why don't you check out and explore Gift City. So this was the last year's. This year it is around 31% of India's foreign borrowings are routed through Gift City. So this is the news from some newspaper. This is October 8th. So see, approximately 31% of India's total ECB amounted to 61 billion originated from Gift City last year. So this was the news clipping on in October 25. So many things are happening. So huge amount things are happening. Just another news from Air India secures $215 million for aircraft debt refinancing via Gift City. So these all are which have come in the newspaper. So all these news are just to give an idea how and what level things are happening in Gift City, and it is going to increase and increasing day by day. So this is the summary of debt market, because this webinar we have put to debt market. So this is a summary of debt market which was put by IFSC. So we have taken some data from there just for all of you to enjoy the data. So 57 billion USD. So it is for 24-25. So 57 USD denominated bond listing raised 6.99 billion via private placement. Now the data point is showing that at what scale things are happening and have started, and this is just the beginning. And if you all are thinking to come to use Gift City, you should connect with your lawyers or your consultants or the regulator itself. They have the team to guide you. 39% of the issuance carrying green, social and sustainable labels. So now you see top 5 issuer, the issuance which happened in Gift City, which was around 45% of the total, which we just said 57 million USD. So Muthoot Finance, Consortium, Trinetra Renewables, SBI and REC and Chevron Finance. So they had done 40% of the ECBs and the fundraising of the fund. So that kind of level things have happened. So what kind of instrument, what kind of rates? So 22 deals totaling to 6.66 billion, 95% total value preferred for large scale funding, floating rate bonds, 35 issuance. So all this have happened last 24-25 in Gift City. And when these things are happening, those who are those who are lawyers or professionals or chartered accountants or consultants, they can understand if such kind of business activities are happening, what amount of professional services are being generated in Gift City. And for those who are the companies, who are the financial institutions who are attending this webinar, they can see that what kind of business is happening and has happened. And they should definitely explore Gift City for the debt financing. Either you want to raise the debt financing or you want to extend debt financing. So friends, now we see that the funds are available, it is convenient, you have tax efficiency. It makes all the reason, whether it is a company or a financial institution or NBFC, to come to Gift City and explore. So with this, we going forward, I have just distributed this presentation in few parts, which is overview of Gift IFSC, lender, debtors, who are the people who are providing lender. I mean, just if I am saying you have the people, what do you get, where you will go if you want to interact with their borrowers and structure, what kind of, who can borrow and all those things, and what ways you can, there can be many usage of the funds, in what ways you can use the funds. So we some throw light on that. Advantages of Gift City, I have already told, it's a unified regulator, and so we'll speak more on that. And legal and regulatory framework. So with legal and regulatory framework, I just want to give you a name of the very broad snapshot of what regulatory framework are there. And if somebody is interested, they can go to IFSC website and have all those regulations read. So let us move on with the overview of the Gift City. So friend, Gift City India is ambitious for those, because India has established this IFSC International Financial Service Center. This is the first in India, and it is at par, I would say, with Dubai or Singapore, whatever efficiency or whatever structures, maybe some structures may be forthcoming in India like VCC and other things, but still the tax and other efficiency are there. So it is competing with those. In some areas, it is better than those jurisdictions. So in IFSCA, we have a unified regulator, which and we don't have RBI or SEBI or a PFRDA or IRDA. So we have a unified regulator called International Financial Service Center Authority, which looks after all the areas of financial ecosystem in Gift City. So you don't have to interact with so many people, whatever, if you are in the insurance, reinsurance, you are in shipping, leasing, whatever you are doing, you have to interact with a single regulator. And we have a single SWIFT portal they have made it, which is very easy now as compared to others. So it's still more developing. So world-class infrastructure. Those who haven't visited Gift City, you should visit that, and you'll find the infrastructure at par with anywhere in the world. I would say still it is initial stage. Still, it's getting developed. So within 3-4 years since we have been there, we have seen change in the infrastructure in the Gift City. Foreign currency. So you can, in Gift City, you can operate in foreign currency. You can have foreign currency accounts. You have to invoice. You can do your global invoicing or the global business you can do from Gift City, financial businesses, and you can have revenue in Gift City. So you have there are 15, 16 currencies where you can deal in. So that kind of freedom is there. So here we are, so comprehensive financial service ecosystem is there in Gift City. So it's just a very broad thing we have kept here. Like for banking and banking market and markets, offshore banking units are there. Around 35 banks are already there, or IBU, international banking units are there. And you name the bank and they are there, and huge business is happening there. You have treasury operations, capital markets, security trading platforms. So you have investment AIFs, funds, you have debt funds, you have all kind of funds there. More than 192 funds are there in Gift City. Within a very short span of time, they have come, they are operating from there. And you can do a aircraft leasing, financing, fintech, innovation hub, fintech, tech. So not many whole financial ecosystem is there in Gift City. So for each and everything, you have regulations, which is very easy to read. All the regulations are in very simple language, not to tickle, I would say difficult. any person can read and understand those regulations. You just go to the IFSC website, you get everything. So lenders, debt providers in GIFT. So who are providing debt in GIFT City? So we have IFSC banking units of banks. So these are the branches of Indian banks and foreign banks who are there, who are providing ECBs to you in GIFT City. And when you take out from that ECB from GIFT City to India, then you have a RBI regulation. But getting it in a GIFT City, IFSC, these banks are there. You can easily interact with them, and you can get the business. So what they do, they provide long-term loans, working capital, trade finance, project finance, extra ECBs, and syndicate. So lot many financial products or debts are available in the GIFT City, and all banks are there, which is very easy to interact with. There are NBFCs registered in a finance company, NBFC registered in IFSC. So they are NBFC licensed, recognized under IFSC framework. So they offer structured finance, credit, asset back. So NBFC are there. So they also raise funds from abroad, and then they further do it. You would have heard that recently Anicut is a private equity fund, the debt fund. They had raised around last year. They had raised around 11 million, and which is now through the feeder fund in GIFT City, and they are for their debt fund in India. So that way, a lot of debt structuring and financing is happening, and you have fund structure I was just mentioning. So these are the broad ways where you will find the finances and the lenders, and you can approach them if you want to do, and if you want to start, you can be one of them. If you are outside India, then you can have set up all these entities, be part of IFSC GIFT City financial ecosystem. So friends, we just saw that these are the lenders from where you can see the finance is coming or can come, but who are taking money from them? If so, a lot of Indian corporate, we just named that they have in the initial slide that they have raised the money, like Muthoot and other so many companies. So Indian corporates may set up offshore subsidiaries. So when you set up your subsidiary in IFSC, that is an offshore area. It's a foreign jurisdiction under FEMA. So Indian subsidiaries may set up offshore subsidiaries of IFSC. They can register their entities there, and from there they can do raise money. They can do further acquisitions. They can expand their businesses outside India, anywhere in the world. So there you have a very flexible and free flow structure available. So Indian corporates they're the Indian corporates who can set up their subsidiary there, and then they can do all their treasury and foreign exchange, foreign related businesses can be done from there. So foreign companies and offshore SPVs. So Indian corporates can go there. You have foreign when there is a transaction between Indian corporate and their foreign subsidiary, then you have FEMA apply. Then FEMA comes into picture. But from foreign subsidiary or IFSC subsidiary and globally, whether you are taking ECB from abroad in your IFSC subsidiary, or you are giving or you are sending money outside, there you don't have RBI. It is through direct free flow from IFSC. So foreign companies and offshore SPVs. So foreign company and project SPV, they can set up directly. They can set up in IFSC. They can have their businesses and they can have their funds. From there, they can deploy anywhere in the world. So that kind of thing is there. So they are like banks are there for foreign banks, foreign financial institutions. They can set up their things. And then we have fund investment and holding companies. As I said, that you can have holding companies set up there and you are doing business globally, and those can be they can borrow in GIFT City and leverage investments. So these kind of things are there who can borrow the uh, funds in GIFT City you can borrow the funds within the ecosystem, within all the financial institutions who are already there in GIFT City, or you can borrow the funds from outside India also, being an entity. So you have those benefits while you are borrowing the funds. Your GIFT City entity is borrowing from anywhere within GIFT City or outside India. So you have a lot of benefits, tax benefits, you have efficiency. So lot many things are there. So when you do it, then you will understand that what kind of facility is there. So when these guys, when we said there are people who are ready to give you ECB, arrange you ECBs for you, large amounts ECBs. There are who can take it now. What generally for what they are using it. So overseas expansion and asset acquisition. So if you are so you had established your SPV or your holding company in Gift City, from where you are raising ECB and you are funding your global markets, your projects, your expansion. So for that, you can use the money from there. You keep the money in dollar, you send the money, you do the business. So loan raised in Gift City can be used to set up foreign subsidiary, overseas manufacturing unit, logistic hubs, trading arms. They can also be used to acquire foreign company shares or businesses. So for your foreign expansion and asset acquisition, you can do, the company or subsidiary can do from there very well. Infrastructure and project finance. So, lot of large infrastructure projects, there is a good element of amount involved in these projects are debt, whether it is port, airport, highway. So there is a huge debt structure is there in the financing of these projects. And if you do it, and if you use it from the gift city, then there is a very lot of tax advantages which you will see further. And if you are passing through any such project, or if you are, so then you can, on case to case basis, you can discuss separately. So we can guide you, but generally you can understand that when you are raising the money, then there are a lot of benefits on when you are withholding taxes, the interest you have to pay on various other aspects. You have a lot of benefits which are not there onshore. Onshore means India. M&A buyouts. Similarly, as I said, you can use that money for buyouts and cross-border revenue, all those things. So these are the main activities just from the business point of view. I have mentioned that you can use this because generally the businesses would know if I raise money from Gift City, what can I do all these things? So generally you can do all these things. And if you have any specific situation is usage, you can definitely refer the guidelines in IFSC or write to us. We'll let you know. So friends, advantages of Gift City. So when I said advantages, yes, there are, as I said, it is convenient. You have whole financial ecosystem where banks are there, the NBFCs are there who can lend you, who can you talk to them. But the main thing when we are talking about it is it should be tax efficient. So few of the things which I had written here for you to understand that withholding tax on interest. So there is zero withholding tax on interest paid by IFSC unit to non-resident. For example, if in India, if you are taking ECB or any loan and then you are paying interest, so you have to do a withholding tax. But if from Gift City you are paying, so there is no withholding tax. When there is no withholding tax, then obviously the lender has hassle free for lender and they get the full money instead of going into DTA and claiming back again and all those things. So it makes life very easy. For a rupee denominated bond listed in IFSC, you have withholding tax 4 to 9%, whereas in here in offshore it is 10 to 20. So there also you save a lot of money over there. So income tax so that is from the point of view on the interest. So income tax for the lenders and the units. Units means those who are operating in Gift City. So IFSC units in Gift City qualify for 100% tax holiday. So out of those units, if you are operating in Gift City, you get 10-year tax holiday out of 15 years in this budget, which has been made 20 years now. So non-resident investor in IFSC debt benefit from capital gain exemptions and listed bonds. So lot many things are there. If you see when for those who are attending, the best part is you should keep in mind or somewhere in your knowledge that there are tax exemptions for you. And if you do activity, if you do business from here, you should explore this. जरूरी नहीं है आप सारा भी याद कर लो, but you should understand that there is good benefit to your business which you can explore later on. So TDS exemption. So there is zero TDS on payment made to IFSC units. And there's so specified interest or services which you are paying to IFS units, so there is no TDS on that. Within Gift City, there is no GST, security transaction tax or stamp duty. So these are few of the things which you find are better placed as compared to onshore, and it is good for the foreign investors also, or the debt which you are going to take, and when you are giving back the money. So all these are conveniences which are built in the Gift City ecosystem. So now regulatory framework, legal and regulatory framework. So friends, I have just put the broad guidelines, the broad regulations which are there. Like we have like in India, if you say we have a Banking Regulation Act which is controlling most of the banks, and you have NBFCs and other things. So similarly in Gift City we have a IFSC Act which controls all, which provides have the powers to gives the to the regulator to regulate all these businesses. So you have IFSCA banking regulation, you have IFSCA finance company, which you call otherwise in India NBFC, and IFSC listing regulation. And obviously, all financial companies, whether in India or there, they are required to comply with anti-money laundering and countering terrorism financing. So all those guidelines are there. They are available on the website, and you can go deep down if you need to. And when you are dealing, and when an Indian company is dealing with, like Indian corporate is dealing with the having subsidiary there, and the transaction between the Indian corporate and their subsidiaries, there you will have RBI coming into picture. So you have FEMA, ECB guidelines between Indian company and their subsidiary and all those things. So those would apply in that particular case. But all in all, when you are doing uh, raising the fund or repaying the fund, structuring in Gift City, when you are deploying it from Gift City to India to any other part of the world, it depends on where in which country or which jurisdiction you are deploying those funds. If you deploy in India, then it works with Indian ecosystem, Indian taxation or Indian law. And if you suppose if you have raised the fund in Gift City and you are deploying in Japan, the Japan law will apply when you are getting the money from. So till but the as far as the money in getting in Gift City, paying from there, lot of benefits are there which you have just touched upon. The deal details and deep discussion can be done if somebody wants to do. And I think with this very broad, I mean, that it's a very interesting and huge topic, and it would take, if we start to go by one, it would take a lot of time, or it is a separate discussion altogether. But friends, I would rest my presentation here. I have given a very broad understanding about the debt and how debt structuring and the debt system which is taking place in Gift City. And with this, I will request Jaya to invite Deepak ji for his deliberation, and then we will take those who have any questions. Please put in the chat box. We'll take up in Q&A session. Thank you. Over to
Right.
you, Jaya.
Thank you for your presentation, sir, and such valuable insights. Deepak, sir, are we ready? Yeah. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, we can see.
All right. So, Samirji, most of the points you have covered. I have to put a few points on Gift City. For the new participants, this is the only international financial service center. So the idea of the government here is to onshore the offshore. So the how the when you are looking at 5 years back, how the transactions were happening, majorly the capital outflows, the loan which are primarily provided for infrastructure developments in India. Everything was happening from a overseas route, primarily in foreign currency. The basic idea of the sender is to bring all those transactions, foreign currency transactions, outward flows, everything into the ambit of the Indian guidelines. So on that front, unified regulator IFSCA is also playing a very crucial role in bringing so much of innovations, and at the same time bringing a proper balance of regulation, supervision, and innovation, and also as a developer of this jurisdiction is bringing all the right balances for the development of this place. Uh, Briefly, I will take to the banking landscape. GIFT City is very fast emerging as one of the offshore banking unit with a strong and growing presence of foreign and Indian banks. Currently, at more than 40 banking units are registered here, and the key enablers what they are currently providing is that one is foreign currency deposits, lending, as Samirji has referred to various projects. I also try to cover a briefly little bit deep on each of the products for the understanding of the participants. Then next is treasury operations and derivatives, various innovative products. Other than the generic derivative products like if I can say FX, swap, etc. There are certain exotic structured products are also coming into existence here. Then OTC derivatives on gold and silver are new opportunities which are coming in GIFT. When you are looking at any financial hub, uh, it is very important for a to imagine a sender's development through a inclusive growth, bringing maximum sectors or maximum major part of our society into the financial ecosystem what is provided. So it is very important to see from a liability franchise also how we are able to develop this jurisdiction. On this front, if you are seeing the liability, see, one side is wholesale banking and other assets products. It is equally important to see how the liability product enablers are working in this jurisdiction, which can actually bring a self-sustainability to this jurisdiction. So rather than purely depending on borrowed funds for the development of the banking, other ecosystems within GIFT, so if you are able to build a liability franchise here, it is beneficial for both the country and the participants in this. So if you are looking from this direction, the key enablers which are provided by the regulator is one is fixed deposits, foreign currency fixed deposits with a minimum tenor of 7 days onwards. You can put this deposit. So why I am telling this is that when you are comparing with what is currently offered in India, uh, from an NRI perspective, you have to keep any foreign currency deposit for a minimum tenor of 1 year in India. Here it can be placed for a minimum tenor of 7 days. Then second aspect is savings account and foreign currency. This is also a new feature from an India perspective. It is a very new feature. We don't have any foreign currency savings account proposition in India. It can be offered in NRE, NRO accounts in India, which are INR denominated. So these first two products, FCY deposit starting from 7 days and savings account in FCY, it is a innovative product which is offered from GIFT City. Then interest rate on current account. This is also a newly enabled proposition wherein current accounts can gain interest rates, which is currently not permitted in India, and many of the overseas jurisdictions is also not providing this interest rate. Another thing is Indian exporters. So here I am again talking about the inclusion. No? Rather than calling this jurisdiction as a wholesale banking hub, the regulator and overall understanding is that this should be built as a segment for every sectors existing in the business world. If you called as a large corporate, mid corporate, then small and medium enterprises, individuals, HNIs, if I call. So all should be a participant to that. In this direction, this ecosystem is working towards to bring all these segments into Gift City. So when we are looking into the loans and advances part, I will try to explain a few products. External commercial borrowing. So if your Samir ji has explained, when you are looking from a lending perspective from gift, you have to see two angles. One is lending to Indian residents and lending to overseas entities and units in Gift City. So any unit which is established in GIFT IFSC is having a status of overseas entity. So from a tax perspective, while you will be termed as a resident entity, from a FEMA perspective, all the units in GIFT IFSC will be treated as a overseas entity. Likewise, so when we are looking at a funding within GIFT IFSC, FEMA perspective will not come into existence. But when you are extending into a resident territory of India, we will have to go with the FEMA guidelines. So two main products which can be offered from gift to the Indian residents are one is ECB and other one is trade credit. So ECBs, as Samir ji said, almost 50 to 60 billion ECBs are dispersed from this jurisdiction. And if you are looking at the foreign banks participation here, majority of the foreign banks are keenly looking at penetrating the ECB loan market, which is existing in India. So primary contributor here, why the banks and the participants coming to Gift City is again the withholding tax aspect, which is, there is no withholding tax to be paid from this jurisdiction when you are availing this loan from this jurisdiction because of the resident status of the entities here from a CBDT perspective. Then again, another important aspect here is that as a corporate, you may be having an existing relationship with a bank in India. You can continue with the same relationship here also. You can avail from the same bank, the CCB facility and trade credit facility. So there can be a commonality between your existing security and all, and will have a better ease of business or availing loan from this jurisdiction. So other things I am not explaining. FEMA, RBI master directions and all already Samir ji has explained. So again, from an ECB perspective, there are certain some more relaxation which RBI is coming up with, like minimum average maturity. Just to highlight, because this is a consultation paper which is expected to get released very shortly. So a few changes like minimum average maturity ceilings may be removed. Then there are certain borrowing limit liberalizations which are going to happen from current USD 750 million to it may go up to 1 billion or 300% of net worth of that Indian entity. So again, as I said, these liberalization steps which are taken by RBI and the government can bring more attention to the ECB loan market which is existing in Gift City in the coming days. So another important product is trade finance, buyer's credit. Here, there is a possibility for all segments like MSMEs, large corporate, mid corporate can avail buyer's credit from this jurisdiction. So what is the unique feature of this jurisdiction is that we have all segments of banks here. You call it as private sector, PSUs, foreign banks. So you will have a flavor of all these institutions here who can offer. It's highly competitive. It's a very highly competitive market where you can actually pick and choose your bank from where you want to avail according to the pricing, whatever you want, convenience of doing business. So that way this ecosystem is getting built now. What you call a bank, that bank is here for you to get the service from. That's the way this ecosystem is growing. Export bill discounting, again coming to the vastest segment of the Indian financial system, where you can avail export bill discounting, LC backed bill purchases that can be availed from the units in GIFT City. So while LC bill discounting is largely enabled for overseas entities currently from this market, but certain products like factoring, forfeiting, etc., the Indian entities can also take a benefit out of that through their overseas parties. If you want to get the bill um, receivables get discounted, you can also approach IBUs, wherein IBUs may look at setting up of limit on the overseas seller or buyer and extend these facilities. So this is a very simple product because banks will extend these facilities under the bank lines, especially LC backed discounting, wherein very simplified process. So uh, this is a very convenient product which can be easily converted. So term loans and demand loans, again, primarily extended to entities in GIFT City. Um, Entities in GIFT City, primarily looking at this, it will be aircraft leasing companies, ship leasing companies. There are certain finance companies where funding requirement is there that can be extended from the unit here. It can be FD backed facilities also, where you can keep the FD here and avail a facility for your units in GIFT City. So the terms and conditions will depend on each banks how they are assessing the credit risk. So I'm not going into that credit part, but these are the opportunities available. So second thing is that the subsidiaries and step down subsidiaries, joint ventures, and other group companies of Indian entities who wants to expand in the overseas jurisdiction, and if they want to avail a term loan or working capital demand loan, then IBUs can play a major role there. One important reason we all have to understand is that if, as a new company, it can be a subsidiary of Indian company going into that jurisdiction, they will not have a financial standing on day one available in that jurisdiction. So gift IBU, for an instance, private banks and PSU who are already dealing with these corporates in India will be more than happy to extend this facility to their overseas subsidiaries with some collateral available in India. So this way, how these term loans and demand loans can be assessed. Next is a very simple product, non-funded facilities, letter of credit, bank guarantees, standby letter of credit. This can be availed through FD-backed facilities. It can be through a credit assessment. Uh, this way, these products will help both the overseas entities as well as the Indian entities to expand their business depending upon their requirement. So, as Samir ji also highlighted, when we are looking at any uh, extension of loan in the overseas jurisdiction, one important aspect is their local home country regulations. So every country will have certain restrictions, certain permissibility for offshore banks and offshore entities to finance their corporates in that jurisdiction. So when you are looking at availing any facility from IBU, it is pertinent to note that the local jurisdictions laws should permit them to avail this facility from an offshore banking unit. So this is one important aspect we will have to see for overseas entities who wants to come into this jurisdiction for availing the loans. So these are certain emerging opportunities where we are seeing so much of traction over a few, I can see a couple of years now. One is aircraft and shipping finance. Actually, IFSC is coming up as a shipping financing and aircraft financing hub, wherein the participations from IBUs as well as the leasing companies which are flocking together to form their companies in GIFT is also increasing. We currently have almost 28 to 30 ship leasing companies, and more than that, we have the aircraft leasing companies. Uh, so one of the few benefits is again tax and the guidelines, the guiding factors for enabling these companies to start their operations here. Very favorable rules and guidelines. That is one factor. Then import factoring, again, certain trade finance platforms, ITFS platforms are available in GIFT City who can support even the small companies as well as mid corporate and large corporate to come and participate in this platforms, trade platforms for their funding requirements. So acquisition financing. Acquisition financing is one more option available for the banks in GIFT City to extend the facilities. So acquisition financing, if you are looking from an India perspective, there are certain restrictions put by the regulator to extend acquisition financing within India, while it is permitted in overseas jurisdiction. Here from GIFT, it is we are also supportive to extend acquisition financing for Indian corporates to expand overseas. So further to this, another enabler which has come is share buyback, which was earlier not permitted from this jurisdiction, recently enabled. This will permit the companies to avail facilities to have this share purchase back. So these are the few aspects related to GIFT City. While I am not going into detail of many other regulatory guidelines which Samirji has already covered. So any specific questions I can answer. Samirji, over to you.
Yes, Deepak ji, thank you very much. And I think from your presentation, I have noted few questions, and I think they would be for the benefit of the audience as well. So, two things like treasury operations.
Right.
So how, when I say for the benefit of the audience, आप थोड़ा सा बताएं what is for an Indian corporate perspective. They can have their treasury operations in Gift City and how the bank can help in and how it works. Something on treasury operations of a gift an entity who can establish their treasury operations. क्या है और कैसे करेंगे उससे क्या benefit हो short में, so that we have from your things we can on for what things, suppose if was any company want to put their treasury operation, whether they can approach you and how you can assist them.
So there are two ways of looking into this. One is entities which they want to establish in GIFT City. There are certain GCCs, treasury corporates which are coming here, like GAIL, IOCL, and all. They have a treasury center. They are more into cash pooling. So they are pooling the cash from various subsidiaries, and they are looking at investment opportunities.
Okay.
So two enablers are there from a hedging facility, if you are looking at India and IBU, so RBI has permitted for even Indian banks, AD banks. I'm not talking about IBUs. Even AD banks to undertake the transactions of IFSC units and overseas entities. So they have the flexibility. The corporates will have a flexibility to select whether they have to go with Indian AD bank for these facilities or the IBUs. So as far as IBU is concerned, we can extend facilities to gift entities in gift IFSC as well as overseas entities, while facilities like non-deliverable derivatives, etc., we can extend from here. So derivatives, of course, it is almost backed by it's a credit assessment. Credit assessment will depend upon each of the banks, how their credit profile works. However, with this vast opportunity, either from the AD Bank in India or through IBU, we will be able to extend these facilities.
Yes. So you just mentioned that there is an interest on current account. So
Right.
how much, what is the rate? And because in India we don't get any interest on current account.
Right. Right. So that is the enabler IFSC has brought. So what will happen is that see, while many it's a new enabler, while
Acha.
most of the banks are evaluating extending this, 4 to 5 banks are now extending interest rate here. So idea here is that see, from a FD perspective, it is a minimum 7 days. So if you
Yeah.
want to earn something below this 7 days, this is the best opportunity for the account holders.
So
And to sweeten this offer, now exporters are permitted to open a current account here, and they can keep their export proceeds for a period of 90 days.
so without
So
without having entity in Gift City, they can open a current account.
yes, Indian exporters can open a current account now in GIFT City.
Okay.
They can keep their export proceeds here for 90 days. And if you want to take that money into India, they can again keep another 30 days in EFC.
Okay.
So they can altogether they can have a 120 days period. And if they want to settle some import payment, that also they can do out of this.
So all banks are giving interest, or only you are giving as of now in Gift City?
No, sorry, we are not giving. We are evaluating that. But
Acha,
certain
valid. Okay.
PSUs and foreign banks
So
are
then
giving
we
that.
will also see. We have to ask our banker also in Gift City what they are doing on our current account.
Right, right.
Okay.
So,
So
if I may,
yeah.
so we have a question in our inbox by Chandar Sharma.
Hmm.
Let's assume that there is an Indian NBFC which is in a lending infrastructure projects, domestic, and primarily it's dealing in domestic currency, right?
Hmm.
So can that NBFC lend money to project developers registered in Gift City who are seeking funds for those infrastructure projects? And a leading question is what benefit would they have as they can seek funds directly from a bank or an NBFC?
See, Samirji, you want to address or I can?
Yes. See, first of all, the NBFC who is in India and they want to lend, there are two things. If what infrastructure projects से आप क्या समझ रहे हैं? What do you mean? Are you referring to the real estate developers in Gift City? You know, and in Gift City also you have two areas. One is SEA domestic area and one is within IFSCA. And if you are in domestic area, then there is no issue. You can give the money to them. But if you are giving to any entity which is within IFSCA, then on you the RBI law will apply. Before you extend any money to them, you have to see the RBI whether RBI is permitting you to give loan to a foreign entity or not. So it will be that way. Yes, Deepak ji, if you
Just
want
to,
to.
yeah, just to add to this. So if it is a SEC, there are two aspects here. One is SEZ entities as well as IFSC entities. While
Yes,
IFSC is a subset of SEZ,
yes.
SEZ entity can avail loan facility from India.
Mm.
While, as you correctly said, For IFSC based entities, then it will be a non-resident entity. You will have to see from a FEMA perspective, you will be able to extend that facility from India, which will have to be checked. To our understanding, it is not there. But in the SC side area, you can try from the under the existing channels.
So in your presentation, Deepak ji, you mentioned that uh, for bill discounting, whether the corporate need to be in GIFT City or the bill discounting can be done wherever they are.
Samirji, so here also two aspects. For gift IFSC entities, they can do it from the banks here. For overseas entities also we can cater to. But I will not be able to do the LC bill discounting for the Indian exporters because this product is already available in India. I am not here to take the share of the Indian banks. I'm actually looking out what I can bring from overseas to to India. That is the main purpose of the bank's function.
Okay. Okay. So I think we have already crossed our time. We are good on time. And anything, I mean, anything specific you think that in debt structuring, I mean, what is new is going to happen or how things are developing? Some last note for our participants that if they are either they are the corporates who want to raise funds, who are exploring GIFT City for raising ECBs or funds, or they may be consultants who would like to advise their clients how to explore their. So any last note for them?
Right, we are so we are very bullish about this jurisdiction. Lots of activities are happening from PSP fintech side. So today also we attended one fintech session. Even chairperson was attending that. So wherever you go, you can see a development happening, and everyone is talking about what new enablers can be provided. They are asking us, regulators are asking, what do you want? Tell us. So everyone is saying this buyback of shares, acquisition financing, all on the right path. What is happening? So what I will request the participant, my request is that you can more familiarize with the products what we are offering from GIFT City. Of course, ECB and bias credit is a immediate fruit, low hanging fruit. You should explore from a bond perspective. Also, if you have to list that in GIFT City, that is another opportunity you are having, where you will have a larger market, larger expanded market. You will have a larger bouquet of services available from a larger pool of banks in the world. So with that note, happy to address any specific queries. You can get in touch with us or Samirji anytime. We are happy to address any of your queries.
Yeah. So thank you, Deepak ji. So we are end of our session, and it was very nice to hear from you about the debt things and happening in GIFT City. And I'm sure the participants would have got some flavor about the debt financing in GIFT City. And those who are the corporates and who are willing, please do whatever if you are thinking, please try to discuss with someone with the bank in GIFT City or us anywhere, and some interesting, innovative, effective things would definitely arise. And with that, we take leave from this session. Thank you very much. Thank you, Devakji. Thank you, all the
Thank you.
participants. Over to you, Jaya.
Thank you all for joining
Is there any
today's session
question?
on structuring debt financing in GIFT City. We hope that the discussion has enhanced your understanding in the intricate legal and regulatory framework governing debt financing within the GIFT City's regulatory ecosystem. A special thanks to our speakers, Mr. Samir Rastogi and Mr. Deepak Raj, for their valuable inputs and expert perspectives. We truly appreciate your time and appreciation, sir. Thank you.
Jaya, some more queries are coming. You say put the email there so people can
Right.
put their queries on email and we'll respond to them immediately.